All right, guys, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I have to admit, I am pretty fucking upset and disappointed in myself. This was the first trade in quite some time that I completely let my emotions fuck up the whole thing. I've been preparing you guys as well as myself. Honestly, I've been preparing myself mostly. I've never taken a strangle, okay? This is like the first of its kind for me. And I completely folded, guys. I told you exactly what I was going to be doing. If you go over, people really go look at the fucking plan. Like, I'm very upset. I'm going to be honest. Like, very upset by this. And, I mean, there's nothing else to do besides look at this as a lesson. I'm in my October 21st puts. All right. I got about half the position loaded up right now. I'm just so disappointed in myself. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. Please use me as a lesson. All right. Like, it's really it's going to be the focal point of the video. Okay. But I will, obviously, I'll go over the TA and, I will speak about where I believe the market is going to be headed, off of the information that we have been given. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to point out that Powell has not, oh, and by the way, I'm going to actually start off with my mistake, okay? I had the call side, okay? The call side is up like, dude, it's up fucking like, it's almost 70% up over here, okay? I didn't sell. I just froze. I froze. I froze. Did not add any fucking puts. All right? I had planned to go twice as heavy on the puts, October 21st puts, because they wouldn't go up as much, all right? But if we did get an upside reaction, they also will be going down much less, and I will be able to sell the calls going up there, right? I completely fucking froze and did not add any puts. No puts, dude. And I start selling the fucking calls for around break even. Literally, all my gains on the calls get wiped out. Like, I was beyond frustrated. I'm beyond frustrated right now. I'm going to be honest. This is like a prime example, ladies and gents, of what not leaving your emotions on the coat rack will do to someone. All right? I've been flawless for months, flawless in my trades, all right? And this just fucking sucks, guys. I'm gonna be honest. And don't take this as complaining because I'm not. This is like just honestly a big slap lesson, a lesson being slapped in my face, all right? If you have a plan, stick to the fucking plan, okay? This was the first time in months that I have discounted my own TA, all right? I have discounted my own TA because of my emotions, all right? Because of another external event, okay? I literally saw us having volume, like we had volume all the way fucking like down here, all right? Like it was like half the volume we had on this day, all right? Yet we were all the way up to 387. Like my gut was telling me, like it's just my TA gut, just from looking at a chart, like I could have told you what was likely going to happen beforehand, just seeing these things, okay? Like straight up, this is like I was literally looking at this fucking divergence here, all right? Like I'm just very upset with myself for completely letting emotions mind fuck this whole trade, okay? Mind fuck me, fuck this whole trade, like straight up. I completely soiled it, okay? I'm not down too bad right now, all right? But I'm not gonna say I'm proud of myself, okay? This trade was literally a colossal failure because I did not stick to the plan whatsoever, all right? Calls up 50 to 70%. Why the fuck wasn't I adding the put side? I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea. It was straight up a freeze kind of moment. We got up to this candle, and it was a freeze for me. I'm sitting there watching me, Kevin, stream, all right? I hear the 75 BP hike, all right? And then I hear some of these, me, Kevin, talked about the, what is it? The Fed terminal rate going up another, I think it was before it was, I think it was around 4%, and now it's 4.6%. So my gut is like, okay, like, holy shit, like the market's got to price this in. Like straight up, I didn't stick to my plan and tried doing things on the spot and fucked it up even worse than it already was. So I'm serious, guys. Please use me as a lesson. Like, I hope you guys didn't fuck this trade up as hard as I did, okay? Because I literally just, like, I just wiped a few grand just out of my pocket, all right, in gains. And then I also wiped another few grand out of, not gains, out of my pocket, all right? So, like, all in all, yeah, I let my emotions turn my own trade, a very, very fucking coordinated, and it would have been a very solid trade to play this move, all right? And I let my emotions completely fuck that up. Completely soiled the whole thing I've been preparing since last week for. I am extremely frustrated myself, all right? But you know, I just want to let you guys fucking know don't do what I just did, okay? This is like the biggest slap in the face lesson I've ever fucking received, all right? After like just being on point for months on end, and then I let my own emotions fuck it up, okay? Like there was another opportunity for me to be on fucking point, okay? Because I put in the work in the planning into this trade, and I completely fucked it. All right, guys. So now let's get into the fucking TA. Let's get into what Powell said, and let's get into what the market is not realizing, okay? So Powell pretty much said there's the chance for, or the likelihood of a soft landing is really not on the table anymore. My personal opinion, okay? It was a woman reporter who asked him about that, I believe. And then he also mentioned quantitative tightening. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I was expecting the market to take that badly, the whole quantitative tightening thing. He said he was, they're doing it at an accelerated rate. Okay, they are significantly reducing their balance sheet, I believe was his exact words. All right. No, you don't start seeing dumps, you start seeing pumps. Like straight up. I mean, but again, I mean, we knew something was going to be going down today in one way or the other. I just literally fucked it. I really hope you guys didn't fuck it for yourselves. I hope you guys absolutely killed it today. All right. I really fucking do. Excuse my language. I'm obviously, I'm so just frustrating myself right now. Like I literally am like I just can't believe I let myself do this, okay? I do think, I mean, not I do think, I know I'll be perfectly fine. I'm going to hold these October 21st puts, okay? But yeah, okay? But yeah, I'm just so fucking frustrated, man. I'm so frustrated. I bought the fucking 370 puts, okay, for October 21st. As they were pumped, and that's really what is like. That's what I was saying. I let my emotions fuck this up even worse than me just sitting on my hands and doing nothing here and letting those calls just go back down. Actually, all the calls would have actually went right back up to exactly where they were, and then a little more. Okay, which would have been up all of my calls across both of my accounts 50 to 70%. I was just blah. Okay, blah. I turned into a blob and I froze on the spot. Okay. Like I'm okay. Let's stop talking about that. Let's get into the TA. But I do also want to mention, I don't think it was on here that I was seeing it. Yeah, I could have swore there was a 3-minute bullish divergence that I was watching when this candle hit, and I think it was on Weeble. I'm not sure. All right, but like there were just factors telling me that okay, like we're probably not gonna like okay. I literally discounted my own TA, because I thought that it should be discounted. And moving forward, I'm letting you guys know, no, I'm going to strictly rely on TA, okay? This was an event. I knew exactly how to play the event without even fucking TA. Well, actually, TA was 100% built into that plan. But clear as day, you have bullish divergences still happening. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, Powell is giving fucking market talk that I'm bearish biased, and I can say that like he is fluffing up the market, okay? Like I stopped listening because I realized he is literally going in circles trying not to cause the market to rally, but he's also trying not to cause the market to crash, okay? I very much so think he's trying not to cause the market to crash. I hope this thing fucking comes back down here because when we were down here, I was at least almost up as much as I was on the calls. All right. So if that does happen, just know that your boy is going to be a little less frustrated. All right. But at the same time, I do want to point out that since Powell is like fluffing up the market, I'm not going to expect us to rally the next few days, but I will say it is wise to have a short dated, like the September 30 calls. It is wise, okay, to have those along with the, like, I'm serious, guys. The strangle would have been the perfect fucking play for this, all right? Like, straight up, my plan strangle was the perfect strangle for this. And I'm just so frustrated, okay? Fucking all right, I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm seeing it's 9 minutes in. I probably just fucking talked about it so much. I don't know what Powell just said to make it do that. But either way, guys, I'm just saying the market is not realizing that you do have you have been mentioning that they are significantly reducing their balance sheet. What do you think that's going to do? And might I add, we still have this weekly bearish engulfing candle. All right, last 3 times we had the bearish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame. It literally marked the top. Okay, we got a big sell-off after that. I mean, this one you only had one more week of continuation downward. Where's my thing? There is my thing. But I'm just saying, guys, like I I still expect us to continuously go down, and we are most likely going to be heading for these June lows. All right. I don't know if we're going to get a little short squeeze rally beforehand. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing this because you know what? I'm frustrating myself today, and I fully acknowledge that my emotions are more apparent today than they have been in months. All right, in months. Like I clearly was not comfortable. I even told you guys before. If you guys go on my Weeble page, you'll literally see the post that I'm talking about. I literally told you guys I was nervous about this. All right, and I told you guys I was nervous because this is my first strangle. All right, I've never done this. And I mean, I could go over the numbers in my head all I fucking want, all right? But when it came back down, and when it came down to it, I froze up when I was trying to sit there finding puts to pull the trigger on, okay? And then it was too fucking late because then I got out of the, not got out of the puts, but I'm out of the page that I'm buying the puts on. Now I'm trying to panic sell my fucking calls as they're just dropping into oblivion. And then I'm buying, like, I'm serious, guys. I could have sold calls up here, up 50 to 70%, bought in the puts, and the puts would have went up 30 to 40% by the time we went down here. Like, straight up, me freezing on this minute candle. It was literally this. I was watching it happen. I knew what I was doing. I just literally froze to the absolute max. I froze. Like, I've never experienced that before. Maybe I have in the past. I have lost money for quite some time, and I could say right now, this just lost me some money. And that's probably what I was doing beforehand, before I started going on this massive winning streak to continuously lose money, all right? And that's just, it's very apparent that emotions, guys, lose people money. Please use me as a fucking lesson, okay? If you take anything away from this video, please just use me as a lesson. Realize that, holy shit, stick to the fucking charts, okay? Stick to the charts. And then if you know an event is coming out like this, and it's going to guaranteed get a knee-jerk reaction one way or the other, play it accordingly like we had planned, okay? But other than that, stick to your fucking TA, okay? If I just stuck to my TA, yeah, I would have fully acknowledged that, like, hey, all right, like, you are fucking up here, okay? You're fucking up, all right? But also, like, the likelihood that you do bounce today, I'm gonna be honest, I've told you guys, the charts do predict the news, okay? There's been one case where you rallied on FOMC, and I remember getting super tricked out. I was like, what the fuck? How did I fucking miss that? I'm pissed. And the next day it tanked and my puts skyrocketed. So, I mean, there was that. But I just want to let you guys know. I don't know if that's going to be the case here. I really don't. I told you guys, like, Powell was, he said some hawkish things in there, okay? They raised the terminal by end of year rate or whatever it's called, okay? They raised that. They're saying by 2025 that inflation is going to be at 2.1%. I call BS on that. I really don't see a way that happens without them significantly raising these rates. But keep in mind, they are also mentioning that they are offloading the balance sheet significantly, okay? And, I mean, I'm just saying, guys, these are the things that the market is not taking into consideration. Like, Powell pretty much said that a soft landing is almost off the table, okay? Why wasn't there a big red candle when that was said? I don't know. I have no fucking clue. All right. It's just how the market works. But just know that the market could interpret this tomorrow or Friday. They could interpret this and we could very quickly fucking start heading back down. But I did say that, like, honestly, more likely than not, we're going to see a pump and we're going to see these oscillators come up, because then that gives it a chance to drop. Okay. Like, look at this. This is a 411 all the way down to 381. That's a $30 move, but I guarantee not guarantee, but if you weren't up here on your oscillator, if you didn't start having this push, this move would not have fallen. It wouldn't have been a $30 move. If you fell from here, that's what I'm getting at, okay? The market sets itself up for moves, all right? And, I mean, today it was just nothing less than expected, and I still folded. I'm, like, still just beating myself up over it. All right, I'm not even in calls right now, and, like, there is the chance that you are going to be going up, and I'm not doing it because I'm doing what I did today, all right, and that's it. I'm refusing to trade for the rest of the day, or not even trade for the rest of the day, but fucking add to these positions, or just add anything. I'm done for the day, all right. And honestly, guys, if you acknowledge that you're doing this, okay, I just told you exactly how I literally doubled my loss because of my emotions. I was like spam buying. I was fucking like panic selling calls and panic buying puts for absolutely no reason. And if I just stuck to the plan, no, I literally would have caught in the whole fucking move. I could have sold puts up 30, 40%. My calls would have gone down to a little under break even, maybe a little further down. And then they would have fucking risen all the way back up. Like I could, either way, the strangle was the move here. And I want everyone to know moving forward, okay? If I call something out like this on the channel again, which I will be doing for every FOMC, I'm going to attempt to do a strangle next time. I'm not going to go as heavy into it as I was, because I do think that was a big aspect that pretty much froze me up. I was like, wait a minute. Like, I just really don't know why I didn't take that money. That was like way too much money for me to not take off the table. All right. But yeah, guys. All right. Let's go on the hourly time frame. All right. You have this bullish divergence going on. All right, you're going there. You're going there. Okay, clear as day. But I will say this was a massive wick. We all know what caused this. So, I mean, I don't expect this bullish divergence to really mean anything. But it's there. Okay, and we can put our top on that, back on there. You have your broadening bottom / bear flag. I told you guys I didn't know where it would be going. Okay, I have no idea. But I do want to point out that you have this bullish divergence going on here on the 4-hour time frame. All right, you had your stochastic crossing up, and you also had a bullish divergence there, and you also had a bullish divergence there while you were steadily making these lows here. Okay, I guarantee we have the same thing on the QQQ. All right, well, you're going up there, you're going up there, you're going up there. All right, whereas you're coming back down there. Well as this, you had this whole thing. I mean, guys, there's just, that's what I'm saying. I discounted my TA, and there was no reason to do so other than my emotions got in the way. Like, there literally is no reason. I've been doing it for months, dude. I don't care how scary it is. Like, buying on all these divergences and shit, it is scary because, like, it kind of looks like you're buying a falling knife, but you just got to know what to look for. And then, like you just wait and, like, it fucking happens, all right? It's been scary, okay? But it's been consistently working. The only reason I have been putting myself in these situations that continuously win is because on the spot, I'm like, okay, I don't care what the emotion is saying. I'm doing what the chart is telling me, all right? The chart was telling me that, like, I should not have fucking done what I just did just now, okay? I should not have fucking done it. I did do it. I'm frustrated at myself for it. And yeah, guys, I guess there's really, like, I don't even fucking know, okay? I'm going to be honest, the analysis today is not a clear fucking analysis. I'm all over the place. I'm flustered as shit because of what I just did to myself. I have no fucking clue why I did that. I'm still pissed about it. And I'm just going to, I'm going to work on just, hey, forgiving myself, because all in all, things happen, and when things happen, when losses happen in the market, we have to look at it as a lesson, or there's literally nothing to be learned. Okay, and I'm just gonna say right now, I'm still gonna say my streak, my call out trade streak on this channel, it's still 100%, guys. I called the shit out of this trade. It would have been the most flawless trade I planned in a very long fucking time. All right, like literally both sides would have skyrocketed. They both had opportunities to sell for 50% in the same exact fucking, like this would have been the same, like 6 minutes right here from this candle to this candle. Like straight up, this would have been the most flawless trade, but I did not stick to the trade plan. All right, but I am going to blame my emotions for that. The overall trade that I had called out, no, guys, it was flawless. All right, there's no denying, and I'm not even trying to stroke my ego. I'm pissed at myself. I'm furious. But I am, oh, wait, guys, look at this. Going up there. Not going up there, eh? Ha 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 ha, what you doing, you little bitch? What you doing? Yeah, guys, pardon my language. Like I said, I'm pretty flustered. I really did. I'll tell you the numbers. I was up like $3 to $4 grand right here. And honestly, I didn't think the position would rally that much going into it. That's why I was saying I was way heavier than I planned on being, which probably is what brought out my emotions to the max. Like, say I had done what I was sticking to, okay? On the call side of everything, only $1,000. That would have meant my strangle, though, would have only been like a $3,000 strangle, $1,000 on the call side, $2,000 on the put side. But all in all, it would have allowed me to probably actually catch this move, catch a couple grand in gains, and not be down a couple grand right now, right? Like, well, actually, right now we're coming back. Your boy it's looking better than it was. Okay, it's looking better than it was, but I'm still very frustrated. Okay, but you know what? Use my frustration as your lesson, okay? You didn't have to take the pain. Maybe you did take the pain with me. Maybe you fucked up as well. All right? Take that pain all the way to the lesson book, all right? But in case you didn't feel the pain today and you actually did exactly what we had prepared here for like quite some time, all right? If you did that, congratulations, but still, use me as a lesson, okay? All right, use my pain here as a lesson, because quite frankly, like, I'm still just pissed. And a lesson, I mean, it's enough, okay? It's enough. A lesson is enough. But at the same, I don't know. Mentally, right now, I'm mind fucked. Okay, I'm mind fucked because like I fucked my mind this time around, and it's like people who blame the market as being manipulated. I just want to say right now, the only reason we're able to get entries and exits so often is because the market is manipulated and we get to spot things out. Okay, so like if you lost today, don't you dare blame market manipulation. Okay. Like we've been preparing for this for quite some time. A knee-jerk reaction here. It was either big to the downside or big to the upside. It does look like this one was the downside. I still expect us to start selling off, but I will say, like, it is on the table that we get a short squeeze rally just because most of the market is on the short side. But if we start squeezing down to the downside, the dealers will be squeezed and we will get a very violent reaction to the downside. All right. Just like we can be squeezed to the upside. All right. We can be squeezed to the downside, all right? It's just a matter of who is doing the squeezing, okay? Are the dealers getting squeezed? Which, if the dealers were to do the squeezing, we would get a move to the upside. If the dealers were to be getting squeezed, that would be evident in a squeeze to the downside. Like this candle, like this is what like I am expecting. Like this is what a squeeze to the downside candle would look like, all right? Now, I'm just saying, all right? They didn't hit us with a 100 BP hike. I think that's because they probably know exactly what that would have done right away. It would bring us right back down to lows. All right. I'm not saying they're like looking at the market and saying, "Oh, what am I saying? What's going to affect the market?" I'm not saying that at all. But I do think that they clearly were trying to fluff up the economy today when Jerome was speaking. Okay, like I can clear as day tell. Okay, like if you read between the lines. No, dude, this sounds bearish as shit over the next few months, maybe years. Like, this sounds bearish, all right? But, like, he's also trying to give, like it literally sounded like fluff. Like, I'm not making it up. Like, it literally sounded like he was trying to make it sound, like he was saying these bad things, like the quantitative tightening. But then like the idea of a soft landing is really not on the table. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said. But then he said something right after and it cushioned it. All right. And like, that's what I'm saying. He is literally fluffing up the market. So like when the market does realize what he did just say, even though the rates weren't hiked more than expected, we still do have to price in more for the end of the year, which was not there before. All right. 0.6% more, I believe. All right. So we'll call it 0.5%. And then on top of that, no, he told us they were significantly reducing the size of their balance sheet. What do you think fucking happens when that happens, okay? What do you think started to happen when COVID lows hit? Why do you think the market started pumping, okay? The Fed came to save the day, all right? They're literally telling us they're doing the opposite here, and I'm not saying like a big thing like this is going to happen, all right? The reason I really wanted to strangle today was so like if that did happen, I am catching the shit out of that move, okay? Like if we get a fucking 5% drop in a day, I am catching that shit. Okay, the puts are going to be pumped to the max if they did a Volcker moment, all right, and you're already down 5%. Like, you're not getting cheap puts, okay? There's not a chance, all right? Oh, thank Jesus. Thank Jesus. Your boy is, like, really not down so bad anymore. All right, guys, so with that being said, I will catch you guys next video. I'm sorry for my language this video. Sorry I spoke about my mistake, like, most of the video. But, like, in reality, this is my situation. This is the channel. I'm trying to educate people on this channel. All right, I'm trying to allow other people to make themselves a shit ton of money here on this channel. If anybody listened to what we prepared ourselves with, yeah, you made a shit ton of money, dude. Like pat yourself on the back. Hit it with the boom.
That was easy.
Hit it with the that was easy button. All right, pat yourself on the back. But I mean, hey, if you did something such as I did, I'm serious, dude. Just make sure this does not happen in the future, okay? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, okay? Because if we do this again, just like I told you months ago, okay? For the past like 1 to 2 years, I've been losing the market, right? I guarantee it was because my emotions were controlling most of what I did. I didn't let the solid trade setups play out because my emotions got in the way. Well, this was the solid trade setup, and I completely let the emotions get in the way. I guarantee I've made this mistake in the past, all right? I just haven't in the past few months, which most likely is why I have gone on a very, like, it's been a very steep inclining winning streak. All right, like this, it's been nothing less than mind-boggling. Okay, I've spoken about it most videos. Like, hey, okay, if you want to see TA that works, just come to the channel. All right, I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to make money because you have to apply your own trade management and you have to avoid doing exactly what I did today, which is letting your emotions just completely sideswipe the whole trade setup. All right, like straight up, this is the perfect trade for this situation, and I completely froze. That was emotions. I speak heavily about emotions here on the channel. Get them the fuck on the coat rack. Get them on the coat rack. All right? They fucking were on the coat rack, and they slowly stepped up behind me, and they fucking got on my back. Okay? And, you know. All right, guys. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys next video. All right? I'm just saying, guys, I'm not going to be giving out any projections right here. I want to see how the market is going to interpret the data, okay? That is Jerome Powell giving us what he just gave us, all right? But I do want to point out, you still have your bullish divergence here. You still have your 4-hour bullish divergence here, all right? The setup, the technical setup is still set up for a bounce, okay? It is still set up for a bounce. But again, in my opinion, not much of what Jerome just said is bullish, okay? Like, he said a bunch of bearish things, in my opinion, and then sugarcoated them and cushioned them. And that's why you got the reaction you got, okay? I do think when the market interprets it, I think we're going to have a slow and steady downtrend continue, okay? Like, you can fall for quite some time, like over here, okay? We got into this oversold territory. I'm not saying different pumps don't happen, but you were oversold over here, all right? And that was right before the big drop. And then the big drop hit, okay? And you didn't get it, you didn't really meaningfully get out of the oversold territory all the way up until this day right here. And that was just the 70-point drop. So I'm not saying something like that doesn't happen. All right. I'm actually suggesting that it is, in my opinion, likely that something like that happens. But again, if we start getting any upward momentum, just know it's not off of what he just said. It is a short squeeze rally. And shortly after whatever short squeeze comes out of it, I do expect a very steep sell-off. All right. And that's just because if you actually digest the info that he just got for what it actually is instead of all the fluff he put around it, dude, it's nothing less than, hey, we're making sure the markets are going to be going down heavily over the next few months, and we're the reason behind that. All right. So don't bet against us. That's what I got. Okay. That's really what I got. All right. So that being said, I'll catch you guys next video. I'll catch you over on Weeble. Know that I'm still very frustrated myself. All right. I'm still fucking just about break even on the day, and I'm pissed, dude. I was up so much. I'm up racks, and I didn't fucking take them, all right? This, like, months ago, I would have killed for money, all right? I would have killed. No, I wouldn't. Obviously not. I think I'm a decent guy. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.